Habosho, Uzawa de Beckis is equine Indishnikas, Makoto dem, Getaganzi Big No Jaba, Ujipo Anishinaabe Kwayandao. My spirit name is Yellow Moon Woman. I'm from the Bear Clan, and I live just down the road here in Garden River, and I'm an Ojibwe woman. I'm also a survivor of Shingwauk Indian Residential School, and I've been involved not only with children of Shingwauk since 1981, but I've also been involved in Shingwauk Education Trust for the last 20 years. And now, I sat on the board for Shingwauk Education Trust, and we I think it was, oh Lord, I forget what year it was, but we signed a covenant together, Shingwauk Education Trust and Algoma University. And that was to be partners with each other. And now, I sit on the board for Shingwauk Kinoomaage Gamig, our new university, which is going up across the street. And we should be in there by the end of next month. And that'll be my happiest day, I think, you know. But yes, we'll have our own Anishinaabe University. But we will be in partnership with Algoma. We did an addendum to our covenant, Shingwauk Kinoomaage Gamig and Algoma University. And that's, again, working in partnership with each other. And I think that's coming along really well. ASMA is very, very open to working with us together in partnership. I also am with a group in Garden River, Elders in the Classroom, and I go to elementary schools and high schools. There's 10 of us, so we go from East End right to West End, so there's quite a number of schools that we attend. And I'm the only survivor of that group. So I don't do that with the tiny little kids, but I share. But from grade 4 up to grade 12, whichever school that I may be in, I share my experience of attending the residential school. It wasn't a very good place to be. It wasn't, how'd you say, a 24/7 bad. It wasn't 24/7 good either. And I've experienced every part of abuse that you could imagine in this school by living here for 7 years. This forum, to have all of you from across Canada, some from the United States and some from Mexico, is so awesome. It's really, really awesome for you to come here and to say that you are going to work together for this truth and reconciliation. I've heard there's been a lot of talk over the last few years about truth and reconciliation. But to me, as far as I've known, it's been just talk. What is reconciliation? What is reconciliation? Reconciliation is being truthful with ourselves. And that's a big step for the non-Native people to do. That's a step that every one of us in Canada has to do. I wouldn't say it for every person in Canada to be open to what Canada has done to us as Anishinaabe. As Anishinaabe kids, as for taking us out of our homes, as for putting us in these residential schools, and really conditioning us and taking everything that that you could possibly. They took us away from our community, took us away from our parents, and took our culture away from us, took our language away from us. They stripped us of everything and conditioned us to live their way. That's what was done to us. Today, it still has an effect with a lot of our survivors, our intergenerational survivors, because a lot of our survivors that have gone on did not deal with the pain that they experienced And that's a hard thing to do because when it becomes natural to you, you don't know what you have to deal with. But they know that they're in pain, and that's passed on. It's passed on to generations. And it still today has an effect on our First Nations. So I guess I ask you, each one of you that are here, to be honest with yourselves, to speak about what you talked about here these last 3 days, and see what you can do to put your foot forward to make things better for us as Anishinaabe people. And if we can do that and work all together, like I said, when I started my journey, what does truth and reconciliation mean to you? It doesn't mean a damn thing, because I was still angry at what happened here to me. I had to take that step, which was a very difficult step, to be forgiving for what was done here to me. And in order to do that, in order to move forward, that's what you have to do. You have to be forgiving. And then you can start moving forward. And always, I sat with a group just last week and a half ago, as an elder with them. These people were so smart, they were so educated, and they were just, some of the stuff that they talked about was way above my head. But I was honored to sit with them. And one thing I can say is what I heard was everything was coming from here. Nothing from here. And I said, until you can bring your education and all the stuff that you know, because I know that you are very smart people, down to here, our Mother Earth is in trouble today because of all the smartness of you, the non-native people, the scientists and everything. We're in trouble. And if what you want to do is still like in the steps of what was done, I would imagine, I said, that some of you have family. Some of you have kids, some of you have grandkids, I don't know. But those are the ones that you need to think about. Don't think that you're so smart. You know, that, oh, I can do this, I can be smarter than this guy, I can be smarter than this woman, I can be smarter, and I can accomplish that. Yes, you probably can. But until you start thinking and feeling with your heart, to bring your brain and your heart together is the most difficult thing to do, because we're not conditioned to do that. We're conditioned only to use our brain. So start using your hearts when you're working, when you're out there talking about what you learned and what you talked about here for the last 3 days. Speak from your heart. And I know that we can accomplish a lot and see what we can accomplish in the next 5 years, which I think we can really, really move forward 100% forward. And I say to you, I wish you all the best going home. I ask Yamnado, the Creator, to travel with you, also to be with your families that you have left behind. To bless you all, and for all of you to have a safe trip home. Now, what you make, watch.